Wisconsin's marriage law was, or amendment actually
Right, constitutional amendment.
yeah, was struck down by a federal judge. What should be done to address federal judges intervening in state constitutional amendments and laws?
Well, I'm still hoping. I mean, maybe I'm one of the few out there, but I'm still hoping the U.S. Supreme Court, not in our case, but would apply to our state's case if these other states were victorious. And I'm still holding out hope the United States Supreme Court will say that yes, indeed, states have a right to define what marriage is. I voted for that as a state lawmaker in legislation. I voted for that as just a voter in Wisconsin's Constitution. I defended it as governor along with our Attorney General in the federal court and the Court of Appeals and tried to get it to the U.S. Supreme Court. But my hope is the U.S. Supreme Court will do that. If they don't, the only other viable option out there is to support a constitutional amendment, which I would, again, believing that I believe in not just in marriage being defined as one man and woman, but I also believe in states' rights. I think that's an issue that appropriately belongs in the states.
On the subject of life, what kind of pro-life legislation would a President Walker sign? Would a personhood law or...
Well, the personhood would require an amendment, and the president, no matter who it is, doesn't handle any constitutional amendments. So that would be something that people are passionate about that, and the Senate need to have leaders there. But I believe in life. I believed in that long before I was in politics. I was president of the College Students for Life long ago when I was in school. So I have a passion for protecting life. It goes all the way back. It was reaffirmed then when Tonette, my wife, was pregnant with our first son, Matthew, and again the year after with Alex when I saw those ultrasounds. One in particular, Matthew had his thumb in his mouth and you could see the fingers and that realized this is not a blob, this is a life. But in terms of legislation, at least under the current context, a couple things I think are appropriate. Certainly affirming the Hyde Amendment and saying that tax dollars should not be going to support abortions or abortion-related services. Not only do pro-life people like me believe in it, I think the vast majority of Americans support that. Secondly, and I've talked about this at the state level, but I think it's reasonable to do it at the federal level as well, and that is to say that to put a prohibition on abortions, late-term abortions after 5 months, that's when an unborn child can feel pain. That's when many experts say that there's a critical increase in terms of complications to the mother of that child. I think those are reasonable things that we could act on right away. There are obviously other things that could be pursued in the future, but those are things that can be done immediately and don't run in conflict of even the current Supreme Court decision.